Hey guys, welcome back. Mr. Zern here with another Computer Science Essentials vocab lesson. All right, so today we've got a little bit of review and then a new concept. So, delving back, we're going to be looking at procedures. And we've been working with procedures for a while, and I've got the screenshots from the Happy Accelerometer there. But a procedure is a sequence of actions or instructions to follow in solving a problem or accomplishing a task that may be used at one or more points in the computer program. So if you remember back to the Happy Accelerometer, we had our little happy sprite, and he was moving around the screen as you tilted the app. And when this sprite hit one of the four edges, so the top, the bottom, the left, or the right, it triggered an event. And you can see in the top picture here, we can have, hey, if it hits, a certain edge like the left, play the left sound, and then, call the handle edges procedure. And it kind of went through. So we basically, and if we look and we see handle edges, it went in here and it made, hey, make the happy image false, make the sad image visible, disable the accelerometer, set the replay label to true, move the sad image to the center of the screen, and then play the lose sound. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 things that are being triggered by this one procedure. And so instead of having to like copy and paste all those 6 blocks into each then statement up here, and there's 4 of them, we're using the procedure, and we can, just pull that one block out and call it. It saves a lot of coding effort. So instead of having, let's say, 6 times 4, instead of having 24 lines of code, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines of code. So we know we've more than halved the number of lines that we need in order to do this. So a procedure typically is just a sequence of events, and we are going to create this procedure that just kind of calls all those lines of code to kind of trigger for us, and basically it prevents a lot of opportunity for errors if you had to copy and paste it. The nice thing too is if you change your mind down the road and say, well, actually, I want to add something, or I've done something incorrectly, we can just change it in this one spot, and it gets changed in all the other locations. All right, so that's a procedure, and that should be review. All right, next we've got a function. It's very similar to a procedure, but a function differs in one specific way. So a function is a block of organized and reusable code that performs a single action. But the big thing here is it returns a value. And so if we take a look here at this price per slice app that we're working on, you're going to have a bunch of these functions technically, or procedures is kind of what they call them in App Inventor. But in this case, it's returning the price per area, and basically like what's going to cost you per square inch of the pizza. And so yes, it's a procedure, but here it's actually returning to us a value. And I think in the next slide we'll kind of see how they differ. So a function returns a value, and again, the one in the bottom right hand corner, this price per area, that's going to be a function, because it's running these lines of code, but it's returning a value, and it's going to tell us basically how much per square inch this pizza is going to cost. While a function accepts input values and returns one or more values. And so you can see here, it's returning, you can return all kinds of numbers. We're doing a whole bunch there, like what's the area, what's it going to cost us per square inch, what's the cost per square inch, and so we'll be doing a lot of pieces there. While the one on the left is a procedure. So again, if we go to the next slide, we'll see. So a procedure, again, that one's not returning a value. So typically with a procedure, I want all these different things to execute, turn this on, turn this off, enable this, disable that, make this label visible, make this label invisible, set the sprite to the center location, play the sound. And so that's a procedure because I want all these different things to happen. So I've got all these little lines of code there. While the function, on the other hand, you could have it do those things as well. It's almost a semantics thing, but for the main point, the big difference there is the function is returning to us a value. And so a lot of people use them interchangeably, but there is a difference. A procedure, strictly speaking, is just, hey, do these things for me. While a function, maybe it's still doing these things, but it's also returning a value. All right, guys, so we've got procedure, we've got function. All right, and I'll talk to you later.